I didn't know how to speak English. They make me the bar manager.
You wowed them with your cocktails.
That's it. I mean, like, the love and passion, the Italian knows, the amore, So at that point, people were coming to me, can I have a beer? And, they drink the 4X Gold, a light beer. But at that point, if someone comes to you, don't know English, and they're coming to you and say, can I have a 4X Gold? Good day, mate. I would say, what's going on? What they want? I didn't know.
So you gave them a Negroni instead.
That's it. That's I swear. That's why I started to do it. People just started loving it.
Welcome to the Lush Life podcast. I'm your drinking companion, Susan Schwartz, and I bring you the how-to guide for living life one cocktail at a time. Thanks to my mother's love of martinis, the first words I spoke were shaken, not stirred, and I've been obsessed by cocktails ever since. Together, we'll learn from bartenders, brand ambassadors, distillers, and others why certain drinks are popular in certain cultures, how to make the perfect old-fashioned, when to shake and when to stir, and so much more. Hear that sound? It's time to cozy up to the bar and let the fun begin. I just realized our new season is heavy on the gin. That's great if you like that kind of thing. I must admit I almost called a Lush Life manual the Gin Hater's Diary because of my distaste of the stuff. But since meeting Olivier, Mikey, Sam, and now our guest today, Danilo Tersigni, I truly have been converted. Darest I say a Negroni has become one of my favorite cocktails? Which brings me to the goal of a Lush Life manual and the Lush Life podcast. I give these episodes nifty titles like this one, How to Make a Perfect Italian Negroni. That's because every episode, every place I drink, I hope to learn a little more about what I'm drinking, who made it, and the science behind it, culminating in my living life one cocktail at a time. Today, our guest Danilo Tersigni will teach us what goes into a true Italian Negroni. He holds two positions, the opening general manager of Mr. Fogg's in London, as well as the founder and director of Seven Hills Gin with Filippo Previero, who I interviewed here last season. I have a feeling the perfect Italian Negroni begins in Italy.
So I come from Sora. Sora is a little town just on the south between Naples and Rome of 30,000 people. Okay, so in the countryside, it's nice valley, you can see the snow, and then 30 minutes you go to the seaside, so pretty much perfect. When I was young, obviously I went to school as every kid does, okay, and around 14 years old I started working in bars. It was more of a necessity for my family financially, so I was trying to help.
Were these bars in Sora?
Yes, it was in Sora, yes. So I was trying, I started more like waiter, kind of glass washer, like,
Well, what kind of bar? I mean, Sora, you said, is tiny.
Yeah,
Are we
tiny.
trying to cafe?
So you have a main street,
yes.
And this main street there are like 17 churches and 3 bars.
The necessities.
As always, yes. As always in
It is southern Italy.
Yes. So, and obviously these 3 bars, one of them just opened and, it's just like a more cafe bar, like usually Italian bars.
Where you get a cappuccino,
cappuccino during the day, and the evening, you go in there, you have your aperitivo, your amaro, okay, your little cocktail, if they do one. So, and I started, as I said, more for necessity. So, I was waiting, and on the floor, having drinks, making drinks sometimes. And that was like a wow, making a vodka tonic. So, yes, I made a vodka tonic. So, after that, obviously, I finished my study, okay? That was totally different from what I ended up doing. So I was doing IT.
IT.
Yes. So I finished the school at 17 years old, so 1 year earlier, and I moved to Rome. And I started working.
So you were
as a bartender. I was thinking forward.
I'm going to be in IT.
That's it. No, more thinking like I've done the school. I'm not going to move to Rome to see what can give it to me. You know, moving. It's like you're moving from a small town to a bigger town. And as because I started anyway, the only thing I knew that I had on the CV was actually hospitality, a little bit of bartending, a little bit of wedding. So I moved to Rome, and my
you were
first job.
17.
I was 17, yeah.
Young.
And my first job was in the Sheraton Hotel in Rome, being a barback. And that's a funny story, because in that hotel, I met two guys, Simone and Francesco. And these two persons, I will tell you later, I met them later 10 years after in London. And before they used to be my manager, and now I'm their manager.
Did they ever talk about going to London while you were in Rome?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Because
so you're still thinking Rome.
I was thinking Rome. I've been there for 2 years. I've done my experience. I went to do seasonal work in Venice, in Sardinia. That's where I understand that hospitality is what I want to do. I was great with customer. I like talking to them. The hospitality meaning for me, mi casa è su casa.
Mm-hmm. Now, could you speak English?
No, at all. No.
None.
I mean, the only thing I know was the pen is on the table, and my name is Danilo. So no, not at all, because I wasn't great at school. That's all. So after that, I've been in Rome. Was in Rome until 2021, and at one point I decided I need to leave. I mean, I did everything. I needed to, when you want to open your wings and see what is outside. Mm-hmm. And London was too close, so I left for Australia by myself for 300 euro in my pocket. I sold my car.
So how old were you? 21?
21. I sold my car, anything that I bought in that 4 years, to buy it one-way tickets for Australia.
Were your parents panicked? Like he's never coming back?
Yeah, my mum was a bit panicked, yeah. I said, where are you going? I was like, I'm going there. I was like, what are you going to do? I said, what I'm doing here. I mean, like, how hard it can be. I mean, when you do speak English, it's okay. I'm going to learn, So I flew, and my aunt, what was that? The 1st of April. And I flew on the 1st of April. I arrived in Brisbane, Australia. After that, I took a bus to Gold Coast for the only reason because I knew that was quite like a good place to start,
Did you know anyone?
No one.
And
the only thing I had in my pocket was 300 euro. And I was like, okay, that's okay, so what am I going to do? So the first thing I went to, I had a B&B for 2 nights, paid. I said, at least I know I'm going to sleep in a B&B. And I went straight to give my CV around. But obviously, the only thing...
What city was it?
My Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I knew I had to say was, hello, my name is Danilo. I'm looking for a job. That's all. Whenever the conversation was forwarded to me back, I was like, yes, 100%, I can do that. Yeah. I didn't even understand what they were saying, but so I found this job, okay, and on the coast was Surfer Sandbar was called, and I had a great relationship with the owners, with the family. They were so nice. They raised me as their kids. They teach me English, and I stayed there for 2 years. And I became the bar manager even without speaking English. And that's where I give the Gold Coast a little bit more creativity on the cocktail. I started to make a cocktail that they never saw it down in Gold Coast at that time.
I was just about to ask that. What kind of drinks were you making?
Well, when I was there, mainly they weren't their cultural cocktails. So if you had, it was more like 1990s in Italy or in Europe. So Sex on the Beach, and so I was feeling quite odd. I was like, that's really like old style, So I started to experiment a little bit, creating a little bit more classic, like the Negroni, the Martinets, the Gimlets, something that's back to the basics they didn't even know did exist. So for me, it was quite a good way to sell myself.
Had you learned those while you were in Venice?
I learned that, yes. I learned them there in Italy through hotels. I worked in hotels. I worked in the Billionaire in Porto Cervo.
Okay.
So I learned.
So pretty sophisticated places.
Yes. So it's pretty high end, 5-star hotel, really good high-end bars as well. So that's what I learned in Italy. And
so how did they react?
Well, they were impressed. That's why, I mean, even I didn't know how to speak English. They make me the bar manager.
You wowed them with your cocktails.
That's it. I mean, like, the love and passion, the Italian knows, the amore,
Yes.
So at that point, people were coming to me, can I have a beer? And they drink the 4X Gold, a light beer. But at that point, if someone comes to you, don't know English, and they're coming to you and say, oh, can I have a 4X Gold? Good day, mate. I would say, what's going on, what they want. I didn't know.
So you gave them a Negroni instead.
That's it. That's I swear. That's why I started to do it. People just started loving it. I mean, they loved the fact that I didn't understand, but I was selling something else, and they loved the fact, and I started to build my own little community where people used to come to us just to have drinks. And after that I left, I went to Sydney for a little bit, Melbourne, traveling Alice Spring, Perth.
It must have been hard to leave there, though.
Well, by yourself is hard sometimes, yes, especially when you feel lonely, because you don't speak English, and
you had such a family there. It seemed. You were taken care of.
So they raised me up, and they were really like. I left, but I left with a thought that I needed to grow, and if I teach something at 21 years old, it wasn't worth it because I wanted to learn. So it was the opposite. So at that point I left. I stayed 5 months in Asia. So I did Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia. So I spent all the money that I make in Australia.
So just being a tourist,
That's
no
it.
bartending.
No, just traveling. I ended up in a bus from Cambodia to Vietnam with all like soldiers with the guns in the bus. I was like, what the hell is going on? But yeah.
Hopefully you were texting your mother every so often. No.
I mean, the worst part when I was in Australia and with this guy Jake, is one of my best friends anyway, and he took me to do some surfing on a desert island, and the jet ski broke down. We stayed 48 hours without water, food on a desert island, and you know what I did? After 2 days, thanks God, like a fish boat came by. They took us to the city, and I went straight down to have a shower, go to work, like nothing happened. And my mum, when they called me, so how was your day? I was like, nothing, just had a shower, go to work. I can imagine tell her that was like for 2 days.
You can't tell a mother
you
that.
You can tell her that. Yeah, no, so.
Years later.
No,
by the way, remember when you called? Yeah,
that's it. Right. That's what I did when I came back. Anyway, that, yeah. So after that, when I was in Asia, I spent all my money traveling. So I was like, what am I gonna do? So I bought one-way ticket to London. So I didn't see my family for already 2 years and a half, and I didn't want to stop in Italy, in Rome, because if I did, I didn't have enough money to go to London. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was like losing a battle, Mm-hmm. So at that point, I had a direct ticket to London. Arrived in London. And the first job I found was the opening of Bunga Bunga in Battersea.
Oh boy.
Yes, so that
was meant to be.
Was meant to be, the Italian. So, and I started there with Inception Group, and Robin, Charlie, Duncan, that was really kind. As I said, they are family, and with them I started the career in London.
Had you heard of Inception Group before?
No, well, I was in Australia traveling. Right. I mean, exploring the world, so I came. It was
so
just
you kind of saw, there's a bar and
there's a bar. They're opening. Let me see if I can make it work.
It has kind of an Italian name.
That's it,
right?
Yeah, it's not the name. I might be able to do something different. So I went straight there, and I got the job. I still didn't know how they give me a job because I didn't know. My English was still a bit rough. I mean, it was an Italian that learned English in Australia, so you can imagine how was my English. Okay. So I moved to London. I found a job. I started with them, and from them I started my career. I became bar manager at Bunga. After that we opened Mr. Fogg's residence. That has been my personal achievement as a baby.
Well, which is an incredible achievement because it's now one of the great bars of London.
Yeah, well, say in the world still.
In the world, yes. So
yes, 100%. So I mean, we had our awards as well as the best. We arrived 72nd bars in the awards 2 years ago. So I was so proud of it. So he's still my favorite.
Because you came in as the head there, as bar manager.
I came as an assistant general manager, really, yes. So, and after that, after 2 months, I became GM. So, and I stayed there and I raised the bar as I wish was my house, my residence. Not Mr.
Did you work on the menu?
I worked on everything.
On everything.
On the drink list, on the most important thing for me, obviously, especially that I'm now the opening general manager for the Mr. Fogg's brand. So any Mr. Fogg's they're gonna open, I open it for them.
When you heard the concept, did you think this is fabulous?
That's what I want. Yeah. Yes, and I start with them, and the most thing that when I opened the bar for me was to try to create an experience that people can never forget. So the fact that you open at the door and you forget about the real words because you go back, in 1885.
I
So
have
Victorian
to
age.
tell you that when I had been, and my mother was doing some research on London, and they come quite often.
Yeah.
And she said, "There's one place I want to come next time. I've read about this bar called Mr. Fogg's."
That's right.
And I said, "Of course we have to go." And she rarely says that. Not that she doesn't like bars, but my
I love
father
your
and
mum
mother.
already.
But she said, "This is a bar I really want to go." And
Yeah.
you walk in there, and it is
just mind blowing.
It is mind blowing.
It's taking you. It's like if you go back in time. It's like if you open the door and the fogs come out, so you find, oops, what is going on? It's like a film. So from that, we opened Mr. Fogg's Tavern and Gin Parlour. So I became GM for both for a short period, and after I left for a little while to do that because I enjoy opening. And I went Canary Wharf to open a place called Bocan on the 39th floor of a newest Nova Hotel that they opened. It was quite an adventure because when it was windy, the building was moving on the sides 3 inches for sides. It was scary.
I would be scared too.
It was personally, it was like, cut, yeah.
How many floors is it?
39.
39.
Yes, we were at the top. So it was a challenge, but that was a good experience. I learned a lot, and I understand as well that I do like more cocktail bars and hotel bar, but that's okay.
So when did you start thinking about Seven Hills?
So during the opening, when I started Mr. Fogg's, I met, I know Filippo already for some years. I met him in Bunga while we were working together in Banga Banga. So we opened Mr. Fogg's, and he became the head bartender. I was the assistant general manager there. And one day we had a vision, the fact that we wanted to create the Italian product that will be the Italian product, like with roots, tradition, innovation, but something that I think was missed, 3 years ago, where you didn't have an Italian product that was worldwide apart from Amaro or Vermouth. Like Italy didn't have a white spirits, a vodka gin that is like, oh, that's Italian. And we wanted to fill up that gap, especially after the Negroni was coming up, and the aperitivo, and you see the Negroni has always been 2/3 Italian and 1/3 English, because the gin was always, English or Dutch. So you didn't have the perfect Negroni. For us, was something that we really wanted to create, as much to highlight that we are Italian, and we want to highlight that we are proud of it, and we want to create a bottle and a liquid that's show that to the consumer, to the bars. So we take the challenge, and we started in Mr. Fogg's residence. We took some illegal 95% alcohol proof from Italy and started doing our little
we
portions.
have that in the States too, and I once brought a bottle back
Yeah, it's
on
illegal
an
in
airplane,
UK.
and I didn't know you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, it's illegal in UK.
Yes.
So we started to do a little bit of potions and botanicals and the things as well. When we started, it was like, we want to create that, the artichoke, because everything was inspired from the ancient Romans. Okay, so we use 3 words in our brand. There is origini, tradizioni, e spirito italiano. So the origin means the roots, and for us was the ancient Romans. So anything that they used to use for culinary or medical purpose, we wanted to use that in the liquid. And after you got tradizioni, traditions. So what Italian loves to do: sit, be together, eat, drink. Okay, and just the fact that we love to say that everyone deserves amore. Okay, that's the phrase that's in Italy as well. When you go around, your family, your friends, everyone is there for everyone. So that's the tradizione. After the spirito italiano, so the Italian spirit. Italian spirit has a soul as a spirit and a spirit as a liquid. So we want to represent these 3 words that is actually our brand.
So technically, you went back to Rome.
Technically, I went back to Rome.
did?
Yes, I know. Maybe
So
what,
you really you left one foot there.
Yeah, I left my heart there.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely left my heart there, yes. It's, when you... I love Italy, everyone knows anyway, that Italy is still, for me, the most beautiful place in Earth. But as everyone knows as well, it's not the best time to live there if you want to build your career. Or so for me, it was perfect to donate, and something that's related to Italy. But obviously, I have the opportunity to do it. So UK did that for us. And as well, as I said, Inception Group and the Foggs, everything gave us the chance to build us a career. So, and that's great. You couldn't ask for more.
And you're surrounded by gin here. I mean, we're sitting in Mr. Fogg's.
We are in the Bespoke Gin Parlor
Gin
now.
Parlor.
So there is more than 375 gins. So enjoy with that.
And only one Roman.
And only one Italian.
Yes.
And Roman heart.
So going back to the flavors, obviously you had to start with juniper. And can you just talk me through some of the...
So, as I said, it's all about the Romans, what they used to use for culinary and medical purpose. So we use 7 main botanicals. They are artichoke, and some people say artichoke. Yes, artichoke. They used to use usually for medical purpose, like to disinfect stomach or parasites. In the stomach, they used to eat that to help the digestion. And after you have celery, that they used thinking about that. So Roma used to use celery for what you actually you put now celery in a drink to fix your hangover. There's the Bloody Mary. They used to eat celery to cool their Bloody Mary. It's quite fun, isn't it, when you're thinking about these things? Yes. Pomegranate. So pomegranates in the Roman Empire used to use as fertility. So every time, even if you go in Pompeii, you've never been in Pompeii? I love Pompeii. It's just like a magical word. Yeah, you can see pomegranate trees everywhere. And that was a sign of fertility, where new baby bones or something that's wanting to encourage family, to be...
Touching on your Campania
background
too.
Yes,
a little bit of
Campania together, with my wife, hello. And after that we use, obviously, juniper, because otherwise it wouldn't be called gin. And rosehip again, we used to use for perfumes at the area, for colors as well. So it's really like to gather all these things together, make sure that the Roman inspiration came through. Roman chamomile as well. They used to use chamomile as we do now, for relaxing. So in your teas and your things. So we wanted to reproduce that. And after that, obviously we mix it up together. We produce the distillation. The distillation process is done through vacuum. So vacuum, why? Because obviously, as the word says, once we seal the pots, we don't open it. And after that's when the magic liquid Italian spirits come out. We like to say, we give the Italian twist, perfuming the liquid with celery and pomegranates. So because obviously that's two botanical, they're really watery, so you wouldn't distill that, because otherwise it release lots of water, not a lot of flavor.
So have you made your perfect Negroni now?
Well, we got lots of perfect Negroni. We did.
Was that the first drink that you created from it?
That was the first drink. I told you, when we started, that was the first idea. I was like, okay, Italian Negroni, done. So the perfect Negroni, yes. So we launched the perfect Negroni. Everyone loved that. Okay, we obviously we work a lot with a lot of Italian brands, because, as I said, we want to create this Italian community. Like, for example, Italicus, Rosolio di Bergamotto. We work as well a lot with Mancino Vermouth or Luxardo. So we want to obviously create these community days together. So, and that's great, Even when you see, even like, coming back to the bottle, when you see even the label, we want, as an Italian, I remember what is a phrase from Enzo Ferrari, the owner, the
car maker.
The car maker, the car maker, the Fiat maker. So the idea that he wanted to, his vision obviously wanted to create something that's in the world people will remember as the perfect Italian lifestyle and car. Okay, that's why he created the Ferrari. Okay, it's an achievement, it's a vision, and that's the same thing he wants to do with our brands. Create something that people will remember forever.
How long did it take you to, test the botanicals and try them and get the right base?
So, I believe it took us around a year and a half. Yes, because obviously, to be fair, we are not here to say that, you find your botanicals, everything is perfect. No, there's a lot to do. At the end of the day, it's a business, it's not a joke anymore. So there's a lot to do behind the curtains, no one see it, as you said, we are bartenders. We are people that work in hospitality. We're not businessmen yet. We weren't businessmen, you know, or entrepreneur, how you want to like it, to call it. So we had to learn everything, business plans, finance plan, from our own, and that was a great opportunity for us to understand the inside out, so anything that would go wrong or not. Luckily, nothing went wrong. Everyone perfect. You know, it's going strong, and we are really happy for it. So, yeah.
So, can you make me one of those Negronis now?
Absolutely, 2 as well, not just one.
Oh, yay, good. All right, thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Thanks to Danilo for taking us on a journey beginning in Rome and ending in Rome. Kind of. At least we can dream of Rome every time we're at Mr. Fogg sipping a Negroni Bianco. So of course, our cocktail of the week has to be a Negroni. This time with all Italian ingredients. Danilo calls it the Negroni Bianco. Instead of ruby red Campari, he uses clear Italicus, a liqueur made from Italian bergamot. Pour all of the following ingredients into 1 glass. 30 ml of Seven Hills gin, 30 ml of dry Italian vermouth, and 30 ml of Italicus. Fill the glass with ice cubes or 1 gorgeous chunk of block ice, if you're lucky enough to have one. Stir the drink to achieve the right dilution, usually 10 or 15 seconds, and then garnish with an orange twist. And as Danilo would say, salute. Remember, you can find all the recipes for my cocktails of the week on alushlifemanual.com, where you'll also find all the ingredients in our shop. Next time on a Lush Life podcast, another gin is being represented. We speak with Jamie Campbell, brand ambassador for VII, France's #1 premium gin. He reveals how everything he's done in the past paved the way to this position at VII. Until next time, bottoms up. Thanks for listening to the Lush Life podcast, the sister of A Lush Life Manual. For more information and links to everything you heard, plus a bit more, please visit alushlifemanual.com. Always remember the wise words of Oscar Wilde. All things in moderation, including moderation. And always drink responsibly. Okay, I said that last part. Theme music is by Steven Shapiro and used with permission. Lush Life is produced by Terra, and I'm your hostess, Susan Schwartz. I'll see you at the bar.